Radical.
Yes, the Lakers have been sold for $10 billion, with a B, billion dollars to, what's this guy's name? I gotta put some respect on this guy's name because he has this kind of money to throw around. Okay, Mark Walter. He also owns the Dodgers. Wow, yeah. And this is a record sale, by the way. This is a record NBA sale. I think the only thing that could sell for more would be probably Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. Probably that's the only franchise that would sell for more than the LA Lakers. I mean, there's big franchises out there, but when it comes to it, the Showtime Lakers, unlike the Pacers and the Thunder, a lot of people care about the LA Lakers. And they have that pedigree. You know, you got Kobe, you got Magic. But what started it was the era when the Busses took over. In the 80s when they took over. And they drafted Magic, and the rest is history. And they became the Showtime Lakers. The Laker girls, all that kind of stuff. Built that into a huge franchise. And they sold it to Mark Walter. Now, Jeannie Buss, she'll continue to serve as governor, but also that's what happened when Mark Cuban took over took a back seat on the Mavericks. So eventually the power, she might have some power, some say, but she's selling it. At the end of the day, Mark Walter is going to have all the say, being the new owner of the Lakers. Now, my side of it, like I said, my thing I'll add to this commentary is just bringing up that's really kind of fishy. It's really kind of strange. This happens a couple months after the Lakers traded for Luka. They gave basically a bag of peanuts to the Mavericks to get Luka. Makes everything kind of go together, right? I think the Lakers were getting ready to sell, and to sell the franchise, they couldn't just sell them on being the Lakers. Because Mark Walter's like, okay, so we have a hobbled Anthony Davis, we have a over-the-hill LeBron James. What am I buying for $10 billion exactly? I think they needed a star to last for the next decade at least to actually raise that price up a little bit to help complete that sale. That's my feeling on it. Other than that, like, why would this even happen? Why would this go on? Now, I've even pointed to the fact in the past, saying for the future, the NBA wants the Lakers to be a really profitable franchise, and they want to take arguably the biggest star. Some might say, well, when you think about the stars in the league, yeah, there's bigger stars possibly. I don't know, but all the stars are aging. Like, who's the new stars? That's why I had to stop for a second to think. Well, who's the big stars? You have Jokic on the Nuggets, maybe the best player in the NBA, but he's not leaving the Nuggets. So Luka, I guess that's the choice. One final thing I'll bring up is the fact that Jeannie Buss is hot, smoking hot. I don't know how she does it. Maybe plastic surgery, possibly. But yeah, she is fine. And she's got to be older now, right? She's got to be pretty old. I mean, she looks like she's in her late 30s, early 40s, but 63 years old? There's no way. Google, you can't be right. 63? Born in 1961. Damn, she must have the best plastic surgeon on earth, because that's not natural. There's no way she naturally looks that hot at 63. I mean, unless you live in the middle of LA, in the richest area probably, you're probably not going to see smoking hot grannies like this. It just goes to show you, though, they say money is a superpower. Money can literally turn back time. Speaking of, Cher for her age, I think she's in her 70s. She's not smoking hot, but pretty hot too. So I love this as a trend. Older women that are keeping themselves looking fine for a lot longer. That's a great thing. Maybe in your street block, you see some women in their late 20s and early 30s that are looking pretty haggard. But no, when you got money, I think it's twofold. When you have money, you can invest it in the skin creams, the injections, the Botox, the fillers, all kind of stuff to transform yourself into a different version of you. And it's the lack of stress by being a billionaire. And now she's a 10 billionaire. So, hell, as time goes on, maybe she'll just get even hotter because she'll invest a lot of that billion into herself and her body and make her plastic surgeon incredibly rich. So how do you feel about that? The Lakers now sold for $10 billion, and the Indiana Pacers forcing a Game 7 with the Thunder. Who you got? Who you got? This is one of them series to where, honestly, it's a great finals because you don't know who's going to win. I hope it's going to be a close one in Game 7. I'll try to tune into Game 7, but sadly, also because it's the Pacers and the Thunder, part of me is like,